我们就与前方英。
I think Iran's been very nasty.
Hi there, this is Yash Goel and you're watching your favorite news destination Times Now. Missed out on what's happening across the world? Don't worry, we got you covered. In the next few minutes, we'll take you through all the news stories of the day that are worth your attention. Furious over Iran's persistence over nuclear enrichment program, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, lambasted Tehran and went on to call its decision stupid. Here's what he said.
I talked to him about a lot of things. I talked to him about Iran. I think Iran's been very nasty with their words, with their mouth. I think they've been very nasty. They got the hell knocked out of them, and I don't think they know it. You know, I actually don't think they know it. They really do. The whole thing's a con job. We have a lot of con jobs going on. But Iran was beaten up very badly, for good reason. We cannot have them have a nuclear weapon.
Amid rising international pressure over the worsening humanitarian situation, Israel has announced that it would enforce a humanitarian pause in the parts of Gaza Strip to allow the delivery of desperately needed aid. According to Israeli authorities, hundreds of aid trucks have already been allowed into the territory and are now waiting at the designated collection points for distribution by the United Nations. In a chilling threat, Yemen's Houthis have threatened to target ships linked to the firms dealing with Israeli ports.
القوات المسلحة اليمنية بالتوكل على الله وبالاعتماد عليه عز وجل تصعيد عملياتها العسكرية الإسنادية والبدء في تنفيذ المرحلة الرابعة من الحصار البحري على العدو الصهيوني، وتشمل هذه المرحلة استهداف كافة السفن التابعة لأي شركة تتعامل مع موانئ العدو الإسرائيلي بغض النظر عن جنسية تلك الشركة، وفي أي مكان تطاله أيدي القوات المسلحة. تحذر القوات المسلحة اليمنية كافة الشركات بوقف تعاملها مع موانئ العدو الإسرائيلي ابتداء من ساعة إعلان هذا البيان، ما لم فسوف تتعرض سفنها وبغض النظر عن وجهتها للاستهداف في أي مكان يمكن الوصول إليه أو تطاله صواريخنا ومسيراتنا.
The leaders of Thailand and Cambodia arrived in Malaysia Monday morning ahead of a meeting that will seek to secure a ceasefire in the ongoing deadly border conflict. Troops from both sides reported ongoing fighting Monday along border areas. Leaders of both Thailand and Cambodia arrived in Kuala Lumpur separately with their delegation this morning. The two leaders will hold talks later on Monday at the official residence of Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who is holding the negotiation as chair of the Regional Bloc Association of Southeast Asia Nation. Both sides blamed each other for the starting of the clash that have killed at least 35 people and displaced more than 260,000 people on both sides. At least 6 people, including the gunman, were killed in a mass shooting at Bangkok's crowded Orthod Core market on Monday. The attacker allegedly targeted security guards at a female bystander before turning the gun on himself. 6 people, including the gunman, were killed after he opened fire in the busy marketplace and later took his own life. This, according to the news agency Reuters. A regional passenger train derailed in southern Germany on Sunday, killing at least 3 people and seriously injuring many others. Federal and local police said the cause of crash near Wellington, roughly 158 kilometers west of Munich, remains under investigation. Footage from the scene showed parts of the train off its side as rescuers climbed atop the carriages. It was not immediately clear how many people were injured. Approximately 100 people were on board the train when at least 2 carriages derailed in the forested area. Syria will hold parliamentary elections in September. The head of a body tasked with organizing the election process told state media on Sunday. Mohammad Taha Al-Ahmad, chairman of the Higher Committee for People's Assembly election, told state news agency Saha that elections will take place between 15th September and 20th September. They will be the first to take place under the country's new authority after the fall of former President Bashar al-Assad in the lightning rebel offensive in December. Rescue forces were urgently mobilized to protect the lives and properties of the residents as persistent heavy rainfall triggered disasters across multiple villages in Beijing's 3 suburban districts. With roads blocked by flood water and silt, vehicles were unable to pass, forcing soldiers to proceed on foot. They pressed forward to reach the affected areas as quickly as possible, to evacuate trapped residents. Now let's talk about what's happening in Indian politics. The parliament began debate on Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor on Monday during the monsoon session. Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh delivered the opening speech in Lok Sabha on July 28th. Here's what he said.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, कभी-कभी हमारे प्रतिपक्ष के लोग ये पूछते रहे हैं कि हमारे कितने बीमार हैं। मुझे लगता है उनका यह प्रश्न हमारी राष्ट्रीय जनभावनाओं का सही से प्रतिनिधित्व नहीं कर रहा है। मुझे लगता है उन्होंने एक बार भी हमसे यह नहीं पूछा कि हमारी सेनाओं ने दुश्मन के कितने विमान मारे यदि उन्हें प्रश्न पूछना ही है अध्यक्ष महोदय, तो उनका प्रश्न यह होना चाहिए क्या भारत ने आतंकवादी ठिकानों को तबाह किया? तो उसका उत्तर है हाँ। मैं विपक्ष के सम्मानित साथियों से कहना चाहता हूं कि आपको प्रश्न पूछना है तो यह प्रश्न पूछिए, क्या ऑपरेशन सिंदूर सफल रहा? तो उसका उत्तर है हाँ। आपको प्रश्न पूछना है तो यह प्रश्न पूछिए कि जिन आतंकियों ने हमारी बहनों, हमारी बेटियों का सिंदूर मिटाया, क्या हमारी सेनाओं ने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में उन आतंकियों के आकाओं को मिटाया? तो इसका उत्तर है हाँ। और आपको प्रश्न पूछना है तो यह पूछिए कि इस ऑपरेशन में क्या हमारे जाबाज सैनिकों को कोई क्षति हुई है? तो उसका उत्तर है नहीं।
Now into the world of sports. Stellar centuries from Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar in the second innings guided India to secure a draw in the fourth test match against England. However, a fresh controversy erupted. Indian coach Gautam Gambhir lambasted Ben Stokes' team over a mid-match handshake move. Here's what happened.
And that partnership was massive. It was, you hold your hands up. They played incredibly well. And I don't think there would have been too much more satisfaction from walking off 100 not out.
If someone is batting on 90 and the other one is batting on 85, don't they deserve 100? Would they have walked off if someone from England's side would have been batting on 90 or 85? If someone has the opportunity to get his first test 100, won't you allow him to do it?
One question, please. Ben, just on that sort of slight fracas at the finish, if that had been you as captain with a younger lad just coming up to his maiden test century in Washington, would you have pulled the plug on him?
Well, I think the way that the hard work would have been done there, the knock that those two played were very good. The situation that India found themselves in there with us opening the game open slightly, that partnership was massive. It was, you hold your hands up. They played incredibly well. And I don't think there would have been too much more satisfaction from walking off 100 not out, getting your team out of a tricky situation, than walking off at 80, 90 not out. That's what you've done for your team. The 10 more runs or whatever it was ain't going to change the fact that you've managed to get your team out of a very tricky situation and almost saved your team from a series defeat before the last game. Yeah.
England's fielders didn't seem very happy when India carried on batting at the end after they'd offered a handshake. What did you make of their reaction?
If someone is batting on 90 and the other one is batting on 85, don't they deserve 100? Would they have walked off if someone from England's side would have been batting on 90 or 85? If someone has the opportunity to get his first test 100, won't you allow him to do it? They weather the storm. It's up to them. That is, if they want to play that way, that's up to them. I've got nothing more to say. I think both those guys deserve the 100, and fortunately they got it.